videos aren't going up at all. And I found out a few days ago that some of my videos are on a no, can't view list. I've told nothing but the truth on every video. I've put it on YouTube, um, Facebook, and I've put it on Instagram. Uh, so I've told about my kidnapping in 41 from Buckingham Palace, brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married to Childers. Both twins were dead, Peggy and Carl. They were born out of wedlock to Lina Dempsey, and it was a pigsty, nothing more than a pigsty and abuse, starving, freezing through my childhood. I found out in '83 after I tried to write, I did write a book about medical malpractice and mind control, programming people, and they can program armies now. But I even got a letter from the FBI, and it was dated June the 23rd of '79. April Fool Day of '80, I had antifreeze put in me. And it was a hell, ongoing hell. I was transported. I'm having to leave out because I can't get it all up there on the video of this one. I was transported the day before Easter, which would have been the 5th on a Saturday of April after the antifreeze was put in me, and the horror of it followed. And I should have died and gone to a coma, kidney failure and everything, and died. Instead, I was illegally taken across the state line, and later, like I said, I'm having to leave it out. I can't put the horror story up there. My life has been that. It's been ongoing. But anyway, I went past the background check that May of '80 and went to work for the district attorney, Madison County, Huntsville, Alabama, Fred Simpson, as a requirement. And that was in the condition I was in. But that was a one time that they tried to kill me. It's been a lot more than that. It's been torture and terror all my life and done to my children, Mark and Scott. Now, the reason I'm putting this up, and it's not going to go either, I've only done about 5 trying to get them, 4, trying to get them to go up, is the fact that it's the people that kidnapped me. My own Uncle George VI, illegal, and Elizabeth has kept up the tradition. They really work for the U.S. government. It's who they work for, the Illuminati, Freemasons, the global government that's in power now. And by the way, not only Elizabeth and her son Charles are members, but also Hillary Clinton, so I would assume her husband's also a member. But anyway, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers that kidnapped me, and my own uncle, and Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he appointed Joe Kennedy ambassador to England during that time, 36, till they kicked him out in 45 or 46. JFK, why do you think they've covered up, the Warren Commission covered up all that? But anyway, I was thrown out to Larry Flint's because the gunman that shot him in Lawrenceville was programmed to shoot Mr. Flint and kill his attorney. So what the bit here that I wanted to get up was, the press has always known this before I did about my kidnapping, the takedown of my father. He never married Wallace Simpson, a double married Wallace Simpson. They were used back then, imposters or lookalikes. And the whole thing was a scam and a lie. And my father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, Windsor, from Madison, Wisconsin, married my father. No, he wasn't married to Simpson at all, ever. Nothing. And they kidnapped me in 41, and of course there was an addendum to the forced abdication, and it was legal, making me heir to the British throne. So all the illegal treaties that are illegal, they were signed by George, and Elizabeth has kept up the tradition of working for the United States. But By the way, the media all knows about mind control murders too, as in Virginia Tech next door, the 33 that were died April the 16th of '07, and that's what's going on now. The mass, they can mass hypnose, mass mind control army. But that's what's going on now. The James Holmes of Aurora, Colorado, the Gabby Gifford, the congresswoman in Tucson, Arizona, who's married to the NASA astronaut Mark Kelly, and his brother Scott Kelly up on the space platform lab now. But I was listening to the American media this afternoon, and it's all over it. They carry that, but they won't touch me, anything about what's been done to me, ongoing terrorism, this torture. But they readily jump on something that makes them look good. So they're using the fact about the Russian spy and Plutonium he was given, and it was a slow death. What do you think they've done with me if you ever view the videos I've put up and told what's being done to me still? So the American press is trying to quote Great Britain, who, look at what's happened to Great Britain, to England, the UK right now, to Australia. It's being overrun with refugees from the war that was started by the Americans. Went in there into the Middle East and caused all the havoc, and now it's just another way to take over a country rather than bombing it. You do it with refugees in the war that the United States started and continued. But anyway, it's the fact that they will not acknowledge what they've done to me and I'm doing, or who I am. And to call Putin, they're saying he was the one that was directly responsible for the plutonium going into this. He was a Russian spy, and he died in the UK. And someone in Parliament did say, I heard that press release or speech, said that it went so high up that probably no one would ever be held accountable. Well, that's what's happened in mine. You got the Kennedys, the ambassador, you got the illegal king that works for the United States, you got Elizabeth, you got their network of military all over everything that was British. And by the way, one of the biggest military bases is under the UK, underground, under England. And in Australia, you got Area 51 that the United States said they didn't have, even here in the United States. And yet they have one here and one in Australia, and God knows where else they put their military bases. But they can't tell about me. My father, and by the way, I want to get this in. What about Anastasia? Because that was Anastasia here at Charlottesville. It was murdered using the mental health system. And who do you think helped kill Tsar Nicholas and his family? You think President Woodrow Wilson had anything to do with it, or the Illuminati, the Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, same people that kidnapped me?